Yo, this
Yo.
is productivity and procrastination, loosely on the productivity, I would imagine. But I am James, and this is.
Joe. And we are just a couple of procrastinators looking to get productive. We're looking at what really works and what works for us more specifically. We're currently working on Project Pancake, which is going pretty well as far as projects go.
And this is episode.
35?
I think it might be 35.
35.
Let's assume.
Let's assume.
All right. Well,
How was
it's
your
an
week?
interesting. My week. My week. Well, let's see. Um,
What did you have
it
written down for goals?
No, I'm not going to even know to look at that page because I did nothing for what it was, probably. So, what did I do this week? I basically didn't do much of anything except home things. Organized my living room. Thanks for helping me move a couch in the middle of the night, Joe.
You're very
Um,
welcome.
I did a lot of video game development videos and
Hmm.
did a programming video that I had trouble with, and until I did it with you, and then we figured it all out. Thank you for that.
Hmm. Heck yeah.
Um, Basically, I didn't do anything for the goals that we've had. I guess I was too into trying to decide whether or not I ever wanted to really create a video game. And so I've been diving into that. That's kind of where I'm at, Joe.
Hmm.
You?
What have I done this week? So, I've got a lot of information about because my goals last week weren't specifically like, oh, get page 5 done and draw and work on the stuff every week. That was not my goals this week. My goals this week were to figure out what kind of um what kind, this is podcasting on extra difficulty. Um um no, it was basically to find ways to make money using my skills so that way I can focus on honing those and that would also push me to hone them.
Yes, that is true. You went on an art walk with
I
me.
did. I did
How
go
was
on an art
that?
walk. It was bewildering. Um, I didn't realize how many actual artists and good ones live within the Tri Cities, and it's like I don't know any of them. But it was really exciting to see that there's other people, trying to do what I want to do, which is just live off my creativity. Yeah, it's more exciting I think that way. It's it's got its own problems, but I don't know. I think I would prefer it to what I have now.
Mm. And
But as far as like finding like ways of making money doing my creativity, like there were so many options there of like things I could do. I got excited for like actual like original paintings. Um, and then I also got the idea from James and his wife about setting up my own Etsy shop, which I have set up, put up a fake item to make sure that I'm not going to get instantly banned by being inactive for so long. And now it's about finishing up a drawing and then getting it like a print on delivery figured out, image, and put it up, and figure out the pricing and put it up. So I'm pretty excited.
Nice. And you made a design. Are you going to make like a few more that are like in that kind of
Yeah,
series
yeah,
or
that's the
anything?
plan.
Nice.
I plan on doing some like weird names. Like, I think a naming scheme, because my favorite one right now is having Bullseye the cow archer.
Sounds great. I'd love to see Bullseye.
I'm pretty excited
That's
about that one.
yeah. I've never even thought of that. That's great. I want to see a cow archer.
It's been mulling around in my head. But yeah, so I've got
Chewing
a
the cud on
mage
that
that I
one. I
need to
see.
finish up and put them up, but I'm relatively excited about. No, not relatively. I am excited about making money, doing what I want to do. I think that's a big part of it for me, or that's important to me. What I've been considering lately is, instead of working towards these lottery goals, which are like, oh, I make something so cool, people will buy it, and I'll never have to work again.
Mm,
What I think is more appealing is working on stuff that I find appealing forever.
yeah, and not to say that some of those things that you find appealing forever can't eventually be some kind of lottery goal, but at the same time,
Right.
I do, in the terms of money, but necessarily stopping after you've attained a certain amount
Right.
is something that we may have discussed in the past. But I would like to do something until I'm dead. I'm in the casket.
Mm-hmm.
You do hear a lot about when people retire, they don't live very long after that, and it might be because all the adventure is gone, all that they're looking forward to each day is just gone. Who knows? But regardless, I don't really want to be one of those statistics. I'd rather just do what I love until I die.
Yeah. Well, if I end up retiring, what I want to do is travel more.
Well, that's a good way to die.
But yeah, so I mean, realistically, I think it's about, and something I never considered was, I've seen people say it, but it didn't hit home until some recent contemplation, was that if you want to be in an industry, do the work that you're supposed to be doing in the industry. That's how you get better at what you want to do. So, like, for example, if I want to be a character artist, okay, set up character sheets and stuff like as though you were a character artist. Do the research on like what kind of stuff is required from a character artist and start working on that. That basically, and then if you can get a job doing something, like even something related to it, you're pushing your skills and you're getting yourself into the right place to do those kinds of things on a consistent basis, and you're getting paid for them, which is important.
No, I mean, absolutely. If you can get your foot in the door to get more practice,
Mm-hmm.
basically, in some realm of what you do, yeah, I don't see that as a negative, especially looking at the alternative, what you may have to do. So,
Yeah.
yeah, I mean, if you can't just be home doing it, then yeah, that's the next best thing is get something close to it.
Mm-hmm.
We've been doing a lot of game design stuff lately.
Mm-hmm.
I've really been excited about that. I think our game concepts are very fun. When you're excited about something, it's easier to do the work.
Oh yeah. No, I agree. It's it's so I've noticed, and this is not like a revelation. However, I've noticed that during the midpoint of projects, excitement seems to be at an all-time low. It's how do we rebuild that excitement? Or do we have to draw from some other source to
I think you
complete
do.
things?
I think you have to do the source of commitment. You know, are you committed to this project? And if you are, you just gotta put in the discipline. Um, so there's that. You should reevaluate, everything all the time, which we do. Um, I don't think we've stopped, you know, the comic, thing that is our starter project, but, um, you know, there's less work on it lately. And why is that? Well, I guess we could delve into it if we want to, but I mean, really, it's what are you choosing to do? It
Mm-hmm.
really comes down to that. Um, you know,
Yeah. No, I agree. It's I think it's important to continue and finish our pancake project. Not just because for sake of finishing it, but I believe with the route it's going, it's going to be successful. Or at least I have to believe that. Um, for my ego's sake. Whatever the case may be, I am excited to see that finished product.
regardless if it's successful, I mean, financial sense, you know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm letting that just be whatever it is, but it will be successful in a, just the journey sense, finishing something, having some collaborative effort, you know, um, just a symbol of the journey, something to pick up and go, wow, that was like a chapter of my life that pushed me further, regardless of if it continues in that form or not. I think it's valuable to us, and I don't want it to not get completed,
Mm-hmm.
regardless if it takes a little longer because maybe we, you know, pivot a little bit because there are more exciting things to get into. But at the same time, I don't think we should drop it. Like, I haven't decided, oh, I'm done with that pancake comic idea. No, I think it's like something that we should always be excited and almost nostalgic now at this point. It's been so long. It's practically nostalgia, to just work on it and do something for it. So, no, I would say if you call up and you're like, hey, man, let's work on Pancake. I'm like, all right, let's do that. There's no ill will towards Pancake.
Mm-hmm. No, I gotcha. I still want it to kind of be the focus of our weekly stuff, at least in terms of making sure we discuss it and its progress.
Then let's, yeah, I'm nothing against that either.
Okay.
Yeah, just occasionally, there's going to be times when that's not what we did. And this week is one where that's not what we did. We focused on game dev, so I don't want to make that into some negative somehow. You don't have to,
No.
let's make this fun, Joe. Let's go that side. That's me going, okay, well, I'm excited about some of
Mm-hmm.
the game dev stuff. I'm excited about learning Unity, even though
Yeah.
kind of a
So
pain sometimes.
agreed. I wanted to discuss. So for context, we followed a tutorial that taught us how to recreate Flappy Bird in Unity. A very well thought out tutorial.
Yes, it was well done. I thought that probably about a ways in, he started to go a little faster. I think it would have been nice to slow down just a little bit
Yeah.
more. But all in all, excellent, excellent tutorial.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I will actually. So, if you are listening and you are interested in game development, specifically Unity related, I will leave the link to that tutorial in the doobly doo, so that way you can try it out or at least take a look at it. Because what I really liked about it is it was very teachable. He did a very good job in explaining how things work, so that way you can grasp the system, which I think is important, at least for me.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'd say I understand Unity as a whole a lot better after doing that tutorial than I did when maybe long ago I tried to figure it out.
Yeah.
Finding the right tutorial has its place in my mind now. I'm like, okay, well, it can be done.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm happy about that.
Yeah. Okay. And then
Yeah.
also this next week, I'll be starting my new schedule.
Yes. Today
Uh,
is Monday.
yeah, we're recording this on a
Our
Monday.
first Monday. I forgot all about it. Joe texted me like 9:30. It's like, hey. I'm like, oh, okay. Um, yeah. So that's kind of cool. Mondays, I'll have to get used to that. Uh, feels fine. Feel as a day.
Yeah, yeah, I don't see any issue with it.
You
Um,
know, some of those
and
days.
some of those days, looking at you, Wednesday. Um, so I'm excited about the extra time that I'm going to have after work because previously I would work 10-hour days, but I'd have two 45-minute lunches, which comes out to end up being 11 and a half hours that I'm at work. Like, at work, essentially.
Right.
Like, my time is not my own. Whereas with this schedule, I'll be at work for 9 hours for an hour lunch. And not only that, something else I've considered, I'll discuss that in a second. So essentially, I'll be starting at 8 a.m., but I'll be getting off at 5. So I'll get off at half an hour later than I typically did. However, with my start time being at 8 a.m., it means my days or my night's much more opened up. Which means I can stay up till 11 and still get 8.5 hours if I wake up at 7:30. Which, that's a lot of sleep, so. Still.
Mm-hmm.
And something else to consider, and this is just me min-maxing, is with the extra day where I'm working 5 days instead of 4, I do get two extra breaks on from Amazon, 15-minute breaks. So that's an extra 30 minutes of time that I was not getting from Amazon. to me.
Cool.
You know, that's just the
Some
min
real min
maxer in me.
maxing going on there. I think what's a bigger factor is the fact that you don't have to wake up like at 4 o'clock in the morning or whatever you were
Ugh.
waking up at.
Yeah,
Uh,
because my day
there's
used to start at 5 a.m., so I'd wake up at 4:30.
yeah, I mean that's just messing up the normal rhythms, and now you're more closely approximating, the night and day cycle that our bodies are probably more attuned with.
Mm-hmm.
So that may make a big difference in just how your sleep quality is, how, and that, to me, sleep quality and being somebody who does just try to wake up without an alarm, big deal, man. Big deal,
Yeah.
I think.
No, I like it. I'm excited. I'm excited to be able to have more time to myself. Like, or just have more time. Like, I'll be missing a day, yes. However, with the schedule I've set up, I'm not going to be theoretically missing too much. Yeah, I'll be working Saturdays, which is blech. But there's always like, flexing time or swapping days and that type of stuff.
Yeah, that's just the normal work thing.
Yeah.
I think, if you weren't getting a lot of bang for your buck while you had that third day off, this is just going to be fine. You can have
Yeah.
that few extra more hours. And there is something to be said about being able to work on your stuff
Yeah, working
every
daily.
day,
Yeah.
instead of having to push it off to one day, and then if you don't feel like it that day, well, that whole week's like shot, because you had a
Mm-hmm.
bad morning or something. This way it's like so much more balanced, and you're like, well, I didn't get anything done today because of circumstances or feelings or sickness or whatever, but tomorrow, hey, it's I can still get it done this week. This is kind of like a built-in safeguards, so to speak. Kind of nice. You'll have to let us know
Yeah, oh yeah, I
what the
will.
how it feels productivity wise and all of that.
I'm pretty chatty, so. Okay. Is there anything else you want to discuss before we call it?
I don't
I don't
know.
have anything.
Chatty, go for it.
I don't have anything.
Well, I would say my goals for this week then.
Okay. Oh yeah, talk about
Um,
goals for the. We need to write these down in our. Are you gonna do the Discord thing?
sure.
Okay. What are your goals for the week? Good call on that.
Um, my goals for this week are I want to hit Unity a little harder
Okay.
myself personally. I'm either going to do that tutorial again, starting from the very beginning, until I could theoretically do it myself without watching the video. I want to be so well versed in what I've learned from there that I could possibly just do that without any guidance.
Yeah,
That's
I think
how
there
I
is
want.
something absolutely there.
And if I can do that, then I think I'll have a foundation at least to start looking at other tutorials in a completely different light.
Yeah. I think a good next step after getting comfortable with that tutorial is attempting to remake a simple game yourself. Like Pong or
Yeah, well, that is true. Right now, it's I have to follow step by step and all these things.
mm-hmm.
But if I could actually do it alone, that's and I don't I think that's such a massive leap that I don't even know if I'd be able to complete that in a week. But my minimum goal is to do that tutorial multiple times
Heck yeah.
alone, and yeah, with the ultimate goal of being at some point to be able to do it all myself, write all the code and
Mm-hmm.
understand. That's one of them. Other than that, I want to I want to start thinking about my health a little bit. I want to start weaving in some something. I don't know
Yeah,
what that
actually,
exactly is
that's
going to
another
be.
good topic that I want to discuss after we finish up these goals.
Hmm.
Because, yeah, we had discussed that, and I wanted to talk specifically about that. Um, so, my goals for the week are to finish Cow, put it up on Etsy. I would like to also, one of these nights, because I actually have time now, would you want to solidify page 6 in
Sure.
Pancake?
Yeah, sounds great. Yeah, just give me a heads up like before the moment, in case I
So,
can't
yeah,
do
for
it
sure.
that day or whatever. But sure, yeah. Generally speaking, I could probably make the time.
And then I want to.
The health stuff, I definitely want to think about just getting some motion.
Right.
A lot of sedentary going on in my life.
So with the health stuff, like it's super important. Obvious. I mean, it sounds obvious, but perspective can change so fast on that.
Yeah,
Where like right now we're in the well, health is important, obviously, but I mean, but there's always that but. Whereas if we don't take care of it, there will not be that but.
well, I think like it's this scale that starts from you're young, you don't have to think about it, to as you get older and progressively unhealthier, uh, that changes and you realize it more and you need it more as you get older. So it's kind of like it forces itself upon you, but you have to do something before it gets to the point where you may not be able to do anything about it. So
Exactly.
I'd like to think I am still at the point at which doing something matters.
Well, you have control, absolutely. So yeah, I completely agree. I think health should be the basis, like the bedrock that we build our life on. As far as like financial health, family, friends, that type of stuff. I think health should be the foundation. Because without that, everything else crumbles.
Yeah, if you're dead, that would be
Yeah,
problematic for your daily goals.
yeah.
So
It's hard to complete storyboarding if one of you is dead.
it really is. Yeah, I I just have used everything probably in life as an excuse to not make that a part of my life, and it's not going to be simple for me to just start that. It's
No, I agree. We need to
in a
make it
consistent
fun.
way.
Yeah.
Oh,
Ooh, accountability.
yeah, okay.
So
Well, we do
our
talk about things.
we do. Well, our project pancake, I believe it's been such a like mainstay because of our accountability. Because we reach out and we talk about it every week, and we make these videos which are important for accountability and that type of stuff. What if we were accountable to each other on something?
Okay. What?
Yeah. Um I'm not sure. So some thoughts that came to my head were meeting up and doing like buffering,
Mm.
cuz that's exercise and it's something that's fun.
I don't know. I don't know if you could deal with all the extra downtime from having to recover from me kicking your ass all day long.
Wow. So, as context, him and I, we actually met doing these like boffering, was what called boffering, where you take like soft foam swords and you like battle, essentially. And we had like, met, but we hadn't really talked until we ended up meeting again later at Walmart when we both worked overnights. But that's what buffering is battling with foam swords.
Yes, it was fun.
It was fun.
Um I
And
mean,
good exercise.
we'd have to create swords first, all that stuff. Let's say for right now, until that kind of process is completed, that we just stick to
30 minutes of
um,
exercise a day.
yeah, something. Yeah, like okay, well, I'm gonna try to commit to doing something. Yeah, and then we go from there.
Yeah, I'm going to put 30 minutes of exercise a day. That's what I'm going to put.
Per day. Right. I'm not gonna do 30 minutes a day. I doubt it. I mean, like if I get a walk in and what I'm going to shoot for is like periodic spurts of like full body engagement, like
Mm-hmm.
doing jumping jacks for, a minute every few hours, all day long, something to just get me into movement. Nothing's going to really hurt me in any way. And then move up from there. I'm really more interested in the calisthenics side of everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to just start light and move in slowly. I'm gonna say I'd like to make sure that
I think in the beginning,
I get a jumping jack routine.
I'm not going to do a 30-minute as much as just exercise daily. Like that, like make sure that I'm doing something. And then as I get, build up, because I've been sedentary for much too long, as I build up a stamina, I will increase duration. But I think it's good to start. And being consistent, I think having my days as a separate, like each day is different. Or like doing it every single day, I think is important. Okay, that's a good chunk of goals.
Oh, yes. I got my 3 goals. And I am good to go there. Okay, well,
Yep, I agree.
all in
Yeah.
all, you know, for anybody who's listening and hearing us in all of our tangents, um,
Mm-hmm.
the most important thing is that you move forward and you keep remembering that you have dreams and goals and you want to work towards something. it, the accountability can't be overstated, and if you don't have accountability, you know, set some things on the calendar, to take some time and just think about those things that you want to get done, and try to weave them into your life. Um, because
Yeah.
it's really the windows of time that you forget. The big blocks of time for me, anyway. I don't know how it is for Joe relative to me, but I feel like the big periods of time, years and years that just can go away if you don't have a way to just remember, that you want to work on whatever it is you want to work on. Maybe making one of those dream boards or whatever that people talk about, or, whatever thing that you need to do in your life to remember, I think is the most important thing. And you can always be hard on yourself. You can always go, "Oh, I haven't done anything," all these things. But if you have a way to remember, and even if you work on one little aspect, every so often, that's more important than anything. I think
I
that's the
agree.
beginning.
Yeah. I also want to suggest alarms. Alarms are really good for remembering to do things. It's one that I utilize. Like I have a take your pills alarm set for 7:30 every night to take my vitamins.
I had so many jokes lined up there, but then you defined it.
I
So
had to
okay,
define it.
alarms, yeah, good stuff. The only alarm I have right now is an alarm at midnight,
For bedtime.
just to remind me that the day is over. Not
Mm.
necessarily it's bedtime, but as long as I realize, hey man, the day is over, it's the new day, then I usually make decent decisions at that point. Hard things like hard things, hard, unforgiving moments where I have to engage from an alarm, I don't listen to them. But I found that the soft ones I do, you know,
Ones
it's
that
like,
just
okay.
remind you of information.
Yeah, it's like here, now fit it into your life. How do I know if somebody isn't over your house, doing something? Midnight happens and what? You gotta like shut it down. No. But something that just goes, hey, keep this in mind, pivot from that. I like
Mm-hmm.
those now a
That's
lot.
that's an interesting concept. Nothing I something I've never considered is having alarms set for just informational purposes. And so like it's reminding you of things, both like esoterically, like it's not as like, oh hey, it's you know start of a new day. It's the reminder that hey, it's a new day. You made it through the day. You've it's you're if you stay up so late, you're gonna ruin your tomorrow. It gives you a lot of context. I don't know. It's kind of interesting. I like that.
Any last thoughts? How do you feel you're gonna start the new week? How do you feel it's gonna go?
I'm excited to see. I'm excited to get work done daily. I'm excited to start exercising daily. Um, I'm excited for my Etsy shop, and maybe I can get some stuff up there on a consistent basis to start, pushing that out. Because I mean, realistically, if I can make a living doing what makes me happy, what I find engaging, that's that's victory for me.
Nice. I'm optimistic about the week myself.
Yeah. What are
So,
you gonna what are what's your plans for the week?
um, my plans for the week are mostly just to get things done. I have been playing a little bit of some games with my daughter.
Mm-hmm.
We've been playing Tales of Arise and
Mm.
going through that. Um, so that's been fun. Um, but just I want to make more progress in the video game development thing. I really do, and
Yeah.
I might even start messing around with pixel art a little bit myself. So,
Nice.
um, yeah, I'm just excited to do some stuff. That's where I'm at. So
Heck
cool.
yeah. Alrighty, well then. Thank you very much for listening. I will you know, I will smell you later. James's face. Oh, you're missing something.